Hey YouTubers, this is PestilMan1951, and just in case anybody thought I was going to be a slob for the rest of my life and never unpack my Hardstone artifacts, I just wanted to get a little quick shot of this. My son was really a nice guy and helped me all day Saturday kind of digging this stuff out of the buckets and barrels and stuff over there that now just have flint inside them like they were supposed to in the first place. And here's what the other side of my rock pile in the yard looks like. These things here, I want to be clear, I've picked these things up in probably 4 or 5 states, probably California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, 4 states. Now this is a very specific question for tuledude89. Now how is it possible, tuledude, that you find laptop computer, the laptop model Matate, or at least seem to find a great number of them, when this is the only skinny little backpackable comfy fit one that I have ever found? And instead I find things like this right here. Now I don't know if you can tell by looking at that, but that is a size 14 triple D shoe, or this varmint right here. Now those things do not fit in backpacks easily. Neither did this one right here. Or either one of these two whopper dinger dongers. Or this stinking behemoth, although it was really well made, just a beautiful Matate. And this little guy here wasn't bad either. I say little guy, I mean, good grief, it was short. And I want to add my 2-parter challenge entry into the 2-part artifact found in 2 pieces at different times. Well, anyway, believe it or not, I had both parts of this thing for like over a year thinking they didn't fit together. And don't ask me why, except that I found them on 2 different trips and I wasn't that impressed with them, so I didn't really play with them much. And then my son said, "Dad, why don't you put those 2 that fit together ever?" And I said, "I do." And sure enough, and that kind of went up there with "Gee, Dad, how brave you were to walk right by that rattlesnake and not even be scared." And to which I also answered, "What rattlesnake?" But here's another look at some of my favorites. There, of course, is my famous monster railed Matate. There's some of the mano piles that I have, that not the ones indoors, these are some of the ones from outdoors. And there's my paltry examples of bowls. Well, some people got a lot better bowl collections than I do, but that's all right. I love them, I like them. And then here's some of my crazy French bread manos that everybody is kind of getting on the bandwagon, and pleases me no end to see people out there finding those now. That's really cool. And this is another one for tuledude. Tools, look at this. I got a great big monster pestle like you do. I got one great big one like that besides my other long guy that's sticking out of the top of that thing over there. Now here's a little fun thing. These here are both exactly the same style of mano, except one of them is the after picture, you know, after it's been used about, I don't know how many years. And this one here is the before, when it still kind of looks like a big old loaf of bread. But as you can see, they go through a little bit of changes through their lifespan. I also just kind of want to briefly encourage all you YouTubers out there that while you're hunting points, to kind of keep your eyes out for fossils too, because almost everywhere in the United States has got the ability to, you know, have nice fossils found there. Now, some of the guys down there in Texas are doing a great job of it. They're doing the whole trifecta. They're hunting fossils, points, and meteorites, all three. That's what I've been trying to do my last few years. I got a kind of an interesting fossil right here. This here is called an Oysterustus or Oysterensis titanus, which is like a fossil. They're extinct now, but this was the largest largest oyster that ever existed on the earth. And there's a couple of sand dollars in one, and now these here, as you can kind of see, are basically the interior casting of clamshells. The rest of the shell is long eroded away, but the interior cast got fossilized nicely. And oh wait, here's one. And once in a while you find one that's even got a tiny bit of the original shell material left. What actually motivated me to get all my artifacts cleaned out of these old barrels and stuff that they'd been thrown in was that I had promised Lamoka Ghost to send him some flint and stuff, that if he didn't like it, he said he would share with some of the other young bloods out there that don't really have much for flint. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys a look at what that means in terms of my stuff. This flint here is a really cool one. This is stuff called peanut butter, and it's from the Brown Butte area out in the Mojave, and that's one of the last real big slab pieces of some of the really beautiful Brown Butte peanut butter. And here's some other local stuff that picked up mostly from around here. Some of it's very, very colorful, got, you know, kind of a nice purple, and some of it comes in a real sheeny black. This here is a peculiar rare one, only found in two places known on the planet, and it's called Grimes Canyon Fused Shale colloquially, but the real name of it is Oak Ridge Glass. Now here's something else that's kind of fun. I noticed for a long time that some of the museums around here had little pieces of jewelry that they identified as being turquoise. And I looked and looked in all my stuff, and I could never find any of the little turquoise beads or tube beads or pendants and things like they did. And then one day I was walking down in a creek close to my house, and put you on hold to split. And I happened to notice some kind of ugly rocks that just had a little bit of color in them. Now that's been polished to get that color in it. It didn't show that in the creek. I saw it. I chipped a piece off of it. But as it turns out, there is a very turquoise-like substance. It's not. I had it tested, and it's not turquoise. And I even got the Natural History Museum in Santa Barbara and the Natural History Museum in Ventura to change what they were calling the beads, since I proved to them that it wasn't turquoise. It was some kind of a cool stone that polishes up and makes great beads just like turquoise, but it's more of a robin's egg blue kind of stuff than real turquoise is. But this here's what the local Indians were making their beads, some of their really nice beads and jewelry out of, and was being misidentified as being turquoise. I kind of get a kick out of tweaking, giving titty twisters to the guys that run the museums here locally. And here, just for the heck of it, is a few more of my various sundry boxes of flints and whatnot. There's a big old piece of, one of the nicest pieces of soapstone I ever found. My son started making it into a bowl, and I hope someday he's going to finish it, so I'm hanging on to it. But, you know, some of the flints around here come in really pretty colors. Here's some other pretty remarkable ones. I hope this is coming through. I don't know, it may be too bright, but I'll check it. Shoot it again if I have to. And there's that big pestle that I found, my biggest pestle. Now, here's a type of flint that is so cool. Now this here is, let's see if I can do this. This here stuff is really beautiful, really glossy. It's called Whorehouse Chert. Now, I didn't name it that. And realistically, if it didn't want to be named Whorehouse Chert, it should not have the quarry been located up a road out in the middle of the Nevada Badlands country, that the last turnoff that you could tell you were in civilization, the road you turned on to get up to the Whorehouse Chert quarry, at a brothel on the corner. Never been in it. That's some kind of, that's some of the local flint around here that's pretty wild and crazy. Never been in, never had called to go in the place. There's another lump. There's a kind of a nice Lavalois core that the Indians had been making out of their Whorehouse Chert. Here's what some of the cores out in the Mojave look like. And there's one from the Green River, Wyoming and Montana area. Here's a little pretty amazing piece of flint that I hope to make something, I hope is one of the last points that I ever get made. It's out of some Christmas tree agate. Got all the colors of a Christmas tree in there, just waiting to get made into something. And this here was a piece that's really debitage from some ancient Indian using it likewise. I always hope to find that stinking Clovis or whatever he made out of Christmas tree agate. Boy, would that be a dream come true. Hey, wanted to give you one more quick view of that big nugget of Whorehouse Chert that I got. It's a lot of you guys have probably never seen a flint as pretty and wild and cool as this one here is. And I'm kind of tempted to maybe bust it up or saw it up and send it to some guys that would actually do something with it. If you really think you could get inspired and doing something with part of this here, shoot me a PM or just type it in as a comment and I'll talk to you later. Okay, thanks again, YouTubers. Bye-bye.